So this is your host, Steve from the back. I'm trying to make sure that the audio is being picked up on this. So I figured I would make a video like this, and my reason for making this type of video is a couple of things. So for one, this is Steve's Art and Fun channel, and so I was watching this cryptid video, and basically it was a woman. Well, I'm trying to think how I could just describe this in a better way. So this video was actually on the Dark Waters channel, and if you guys know who Dark Waters is, Dark Waters channel is basically a cryptid channel. And on the Dark Waters channel, Dark Waters tends to talk about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and Dogman a lot. So he had a guest come on the show, and basically this woman is someone who sketches eyewitness uh accounts of various cryptids. So basically what it is she'll have a person who is an eyewitness who has encountered a cryptid, and then they'll describe in vivid detail what they saw. And then this lady is an extremely talented artist, so what she'll do is she'll make a drawing of what they saw, and she goes through a really rigorous process um to make sure that when she shows it to the person, it looks like what they saw, and she's not pleased until those results are very how do I say this, until the person who's relaying this description back to her is very pleased. So what I would think is these descriptions in inevitable drawings as an outcome would probably be very accurate, right? And me just looking at them, I could tell that they're probably very accurate. Uh, but what surprised, not really surprised me that much, but surprised me more than I thought I would be surprised, is in all honesty how normal and how human a lot of these cryptids really are. So when you really get down to it and you really look at it with like an honest eye and an honest opinion, what it really shows is that it's a very big possibility that us modern humans probably have diverged from, honestly, a lot of these cryptids. So what I'm saying is what I'm really, okay, I'm trying to say it like this. What I'm trying to say is I don't really see it so much as that necessarily we are human beings and they are some weird alien creatures or something. There's some weird thing that's out there. I think what it really is we're actually both related. That's what I actually am starting to think. I mean, I've always thought that for years, but now it just seems way more evident. Like I really believe that we're related to them. That's what I'm thinking. Because if you really look at this now, and I mean, you have to look at it with like an honest opinion, right? Like just you have to be honest. Thing about us is, I always say this: people love to BS themselves. People like to be blissfully ignorant. And what I mean by that is, hold on. People usually know the truth, but they don't like feeling the truth. So the thing is this, if you know the truth already, like your gut should tell you that it's true. And you know things are true, but it's so hard for people to swallow something that they like to deny it. And what it is it's not only that they have these like internal layers of denial and walls of denial that make them feel safe, so they like to actually, they would rather feel that and be blissfully ignorant instead of giving into the truth that hurts. Okay, that's, people do this all the time. It's almost like a defense mechanism. I don't know, it's something people develop naturally because it's if they like to feel, because the truth of the matter is this, it's not, nothing like that is making you safe in any way or form at all. It's that you would like to feel like you're safe and secure, so you would rather believe. It's just so funny because it's ironic, it's almost insanity when you really get down to it. You would rather believe that your preconceived notions are true and all that because it just makes you feel more safe, and it's too scary for you to actually think deeply or worry on the possibility of what actually is true. So you avoid that at all costs. So you would rather just deny it altogether. And I know a lot of you people that are watching these type of videos, you're already somewhat past that stage. So you already, the thing is, I'm not talking to you people. I'm talking about the average normal general person that is walking around believing that all this is just, hoaxing and made up and sci-fi and all. People like that are the ones I'm talking about. So now if you look at this, you guys know who this guy is on the I'm trying to think, if I'm turned around, it would be my left, but it's the left. It's on the right. So to the right, you guys know who this is because this is a celebrity. So you look at this picture, right? The reason why I chose this is because I purposely took certain photos of these cryptids and then certain photos of actual supposed, human people, because I look at, like, we're at this point, I mean, we can call ourselves human beings because there's a distinct difference between us and them per se. But in all honesty, if you really look at it, you can clearly tell that there's a strong relation between us and some of these cryptids. This being what people would call, a Bigfoot Sasquatch. It's too similar. It's just too similar. It's disgustingly similar. Not in a negative way, disgusting like that, but I mean, it's disgusting that people actually really think. This is what I mean about people. Like, you're so arrogant and you're so flimsy. Your psyche is just so flimsy that you would like to think that there's such a huge, huge difference. Now, there is a big difference, but I wouldn't say such a huge difference going on here. You got to really understand this. What I'm really saying, like, and the point I'm trying to make is this: is you look at this here, and then you look at this here, and it's like, come on, man. Okay. And don't get all in your feelings and try to get all racial, like, so what are you saying here? Hey, I'm a black man myself, so don't even try and pull that card. Try and say, oh, you're calling us monkeys, or look here. I don't care who you are there. We're all, to a degree, monkeys. I've said this before. It's like, when you really look at these things, you're really realizing that, like I said, there's a distant, like, there's a ancestral connection, obviously, like, genetically, there's a clear connection. So you already know who this is, man. You already know what this is. So I'm gonna move along. So now you look at these two pictures, right? And it's like, are you kidding me? So you look at this, and now if you were to see this, right? This is an eyewitness account, a drawing done of a eyewitness account of one of these cryptids, right? And you all watching know what this cryptid is. I don't even have to say the name. You already know what this is. So then you look at this guy, who has become a meme for the altercation, verbal altercation that had happened between him and a woman. And I seen the woman that he was arguing with, and it's the same. It's always the same deal. It's practically always the same deal with these things. Now you look at these, you look at a person, you look at one of these things, and you realize, man, come on now, like, what you need to stop doing is trying to separate. What I'm trying to say is you need to just stop trying to separate yourself so much from what is out there, because really it's not, they're not too far from us, is what I'm really trying to say. So you know who this is. This hilarious situation that went on here. And then you look at this, and if you don't know who this guy is, then I guess you don't know the internet well enough. I guess you didn't see the humongous meme. You don't know who this guy is. You don't know the joke. Okay, so now you really look, and I'm like, just wait a second. Like, wait a second. You know, like, somebody's seen something looking like this? I mean, this is practically this guy covered in hair. You know, but the thing is, when you look at these type of beings, it's a lot more primate. It's a lot more gorilla-like. It's a lot more outdoorsy looking. You know, you can tell that this thing is hasn't diverged from what it was so much. You know what I mean? You can tell that this type of being still lives outside. You can tell that this being breeds outside. You can tell that these beings are built for surviving outside and do not need the same tools that, let's say, this little guy here needs. You know, you can tell clearly, especially in the body. If you really look at one of the bodies of these things, it's very massive and very hulkish, you know, and very gorilla-like. But when you look at the face, you're like, wait a second. You can't BS. What I'm saying is you can't BS someone like me. You can BS certain people, but I don't buy the BS. And another thing is it's no wonder why the government was trying to cover this up anyway, because you know, once you really start looking at this, you have to start you really have to start looking at these things as a type of people at this point. Because this is not just an animal. And I mean, now you can go back here, and even if you look at, like, let's say this, for instance, right? Now you look at this and you think gorilla. That's is the first thing you, but really, it's, I mean, if you're gonna really be honest, this is more of like an African person, like myself. You know, an African American or African. You know, this is not just a gorilla here. Okay, I mean, and then now if you go down to this, now this was a description that someone a drawing that was a description, obviously, from someone. I mean, when you look at this almost looks human. I mean, to the T. Now, given, you know, the body is a lot more massive, the proportions are off. But when you look at the face, if I was to zoom in enough and you weren't to see what's all around it, you might mistake this for a person. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Now, when you see people around the world that look like this, you know, especially like Asians, Native American, and then you look at this, you're looking at the damn same thing. You're practically, like I said with the African thing, like you're looking at, you know, like that. Yeah, you're looking at like this and this. You're practically looking at the damn same thing. You're looking at almost this. It's like you can clearly tell. This is the problem, people. It's like you can look at two people and you can be like, yeah, okay, I can see where, like, they must have traveled through this country at one point, or what wasn't even a country yet, and I could see where they interbred, because you can see the clear similarities. You can just look and tell. But you can't, this is what I mean about the denial. You can't come to the grips that your friggin' aunt, niece, uncles, and grandma, and whoever it is, you can't come to the decision, which is the truth. You can't, you deny that you can see the same thing going on between us and them. You can just clearly see it. Like, this is another one. Now, this is a straight up Caucasian person. This is literally not, like, I mean, when you look at this, right? which looks more like a adolescent. But when you look at this, you see all the hair and all that. But if you was really to forget the heavy brow, the hair, and most of that, and you can sort of the teeth, you can clearly see that feral look. Like this one is another one. You know, when you look at this, you see like an Asiatic to European type of look going on. But then now we get to this, you know, modern day. You look at which almost starts to look, you know, you're starting to look like a cats to dogs with this, because this is, you know, like more very hyper Caucasian. Just like you go over here to like to this per se, you know, this is what we're dealing with now in modern times is us pretty much. You know, like, I mean, I'm gonna even be honest. This is an older woman, but man, I would take this chick home and blow her whole back out. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, but this is what I mean. Now you look at these people, and you just look at how attractive they are, right? Like I said, all these females from here to here to here to here to here, I would pop every last one of those chicks. Okay, these chicks are getting banged out all day tomorrow. All day tomorrow. I'd be blowing the back out all day. All of them. And I use this as an example because when you look at this clearly African, when you look at this chick's face, now, like I said, I would blow this chick's whole back out. This chick would get it. Now, is she as dark as a tire? Yeah, she's as dark as a damn rubber tire. But that's beside the point. Now she looks damn good. But what I actually believe is, now you look at people like this, as pretty as they may be today, and as sexy and attractive as this chick may be today, you gotta understand that, you know what, she must have diverged, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking about all of this stuff going on. You gotta understand that at some point, this was us. And I'm not just talking black people, I'm talking all types of races was mingling with that. And now we get this? But when you really look at it, what I'm saying is major changes have clearly happened, obviously. But if you go back and you really start looking at these people, these comparing, you know, human beings from different parts of the globe to these things, you clearly can see what's been going on. There's no doubt about it. And someone, like I've said this before, someone would say, well, I mean, and I mean, to be honest, I mean, to really be honest, I don't think it's on like a, how do I say this? I don't think it's on a wide scale, which it's not. It's not on a wide scale, obviously. I would at least think. But you know, and we know who this is. We all know who this is. Okay, we don't know who this is, which this is a eyewitness, you know, description turned into a drawing. So there's something out there looking like this, but we know who this is. You know, obviously there's a very far divergence going on, but you can still, I mean, it doesn't take any amount of brains to look and see what's really going on, see the clear similarity. But what I was going to say was, if I've said this before, if you don't think even to this day, sometimes just on a rare occasion, and not always forcefully either, and not always from male to female, because sometimes it'll be a male, like this guy here, finds himself in the company of some of these things here, right? And this guy here, and if you don't believe me, then I can't think of the story, but this is most likely a true story. If you don't think that one of these little white men here, or like even a man like myself, a black man, would have intercourse with one of these things, you're wrong, because it's happened. It's happened before. Like I said, literally a male was in the company, a human male of these things, in for whatever reason had an attraction to a female, one of these, and usually nothing would happen, but sometimes things did happen, and there were offspring that came from that. Is what I'm trying to say, and I would believe clearly that genetically, there could be viable offspring between this and this, or this and that, or yes. So what I'm saying is, I mean, we've been breeding with these things for probably years, but to this day, could we have a viable child with one of these things? Yes, of course. But the thing is, people don't want to believe that. Okay. In this right here, this is Sulin Kelter, man. This is the porn star Sulin Kelter right here. If you don't know who this is, you know. So what I'm just saying is, you look at all of these people, and then you look at all these things, and there's it's too similar. You know, these things are a type of people. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily obviously the same as we are, but they're too similar. It's just they're way too similar. So I don't really need to rant any. And like, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking like, what the? I laugh because when I look at this, I hate to say it, and this is not negative either, because in my opinion, this is not really that bad of a looking person. I mean, this is really, like, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying, if I were to see like a female of this, and it was attractive enough, like, I mean, you know, it wasn't necessarily so apish looking, and so I would probably be attracted to it. And I've seen tons, this is the funny thing, I have seen tons of women that look like this, okay? Caucasians that look like this. This is hilarious. This is actually, this makes me laugh, because I'm thinking like, now, like, I know, especially in the South, like, I'm like, I know some of you out here, you may not even want to believe it, but you have a grandma, you have a daughter, you have a wife even, that looks like this. She's probably Caucasian. She probably even has some Native American ancestry somewhere in her genes, and she looks just like this. The eyes, the mouth, she looks just like that. I have seen this so many times. Like, I've literally seen this as a person at a gas station more times than I could ever count. This is what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, what in the world are you people talking about? So I kind of laugh when I think like, okay, now I get, like, at first glance, you know, I get when people have encounters, I get the fear, I get all of that, and for good reason, because these things are extremely powerful and can be dangerous. Okay, so it's not like a joke, you know. But on the same coin, genetics is what it is, and they can't ever lie. Okay, genetics will never lie. Genetics are never gonna lie. The truth is what it is. You know, people have to understand, like, I've said this before, this world has changed so much, so many times over from something that it was, and continues to change. But the truth can't change. It is what it is. Like, you gotta understand, what's going on now is only a product of what was. And it's always gonna continue to change, okay? So you have to realize that you can't unwrite what is. You can try to cover it up. You can try to hide it, and you could try to live in denial. And you could try to live in as much blissful ignorance as you want to live in. You know, like, that's your choice. Like, I'm not gonna say that's okay, because I mean, I don't think that's any way okay. a lot of this world's issues is due to that. Is to cover up denial. How do I say this? Dishonesty, because what's really going on is, like I said, you have people hiding these things. You have people who have control over so much that they are silencing people. They are hiding things from, the general public on like a huge scale globally. So that is what it is, and I don't know. I don't believe in my lifetime that would change. I believe I'm probably going to die and things will be barely changed. They'll probably be pretty much the same when I die. I'm pretty sure in someone's lifetime things will be different, you know. But I had to make this rant because I don't think most people really. I've seen people do this, but they I don't think they really would lay it out in just a blatantly I don't give an F way, because that's the way I'm really saying it. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. I'm sorry. I don't care at this point, because someone will say, "Oh, this is offensive," because the thing is, deep down, I think most people have the tiniest inkling of this. You kind of know. You can kind of feel this. This is a thing where you kind of know this. But when you even try to focus on that, and again, like I said, I look at these type of chicks, and I'm like, man, you would get tore up. I would tear that up. But I'm just saying that's not what this rant is about. But I'm just looking at these. I'm just like, God damn, like Jesus Christ. But the thing, what makes me laugh about it is, as attractive as these chicks are, like I said, I would be blowing the back out. I would knock the bottom out these chicks. But the thing is, I know what they came from. Like, I know what I came from. I know. I know what we've come from. I'm not a fool. But, and that's not just a new age thing either. If you go to a lot of places around the world and you talk to a lot of people, and there's different cultures, they some of them know, they actually know. That's the crazy thing. They know what they came from. They'll tell you, oh yeah, well, we came from a point where we weren't quite men, we were animals, we came out of caves. Some cultures know that. Like, they know what we actually are connected to. They might not necessarily know that some of these things were like this, like Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and so on, and other various things. But they know, they have a general idea of what actually happened. They know that we diverge from that. They know that. You know what I mean? They know that. You know, but like I said, the average person, like, I'm an American, so I'm in America. The average person would never even think that. They wouldn't even think it possible, because first off, they don't even believe that this exists. They're ignorant of that. Second, they probably would be in denial if they knew that, because they would think, oh well, so I'm not exactly so special, or we actually really are all animals. That's really, but that's the truth. That's always been the truth. Like, for instance, do you think that you having an a butthole in pooping in like, you do everything that a dog does? How do you think that you're that special? What? Because you're intelligent? Because you probably think you're attractive? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you aren't. It depends on who you are, but I mean, you know, is it because you think you're so pretty or so smart? Or is that what you think? That's not what's really going on here. That's never been what's going on. That's your perception. Your perception of what's going on. But that's not what's going on here. Okay. So I don't need to say anymore. You know, um, I don't need to say any more. And I mean, the funny thing about this chick too is, now this chick is gorgeous, but normally you wouldn't find someone that black. You know, it's almost like an oddity. It's like a rare oddity. You wouldn't find someone that's both that attractive and that dark skin ever. You know what I mean? You'll find someone this attractive in this dark, but you ain't gonna find somebody that's that attractive in that dark, or just like you're not gonna find someone this attractive in that dark skinned, you know. Now, when you go back to like this type of thing here, that complexion, that's what you're gonna find. You know, like you'll find that in gorillas today, that tire black looking thing. But with all this being said, some of you people out here, you know, well, you know already, but you just need to cut the BS and you need to get out of your feelings. You need to accept what it is, especially you people that are in this community, people that you know about these cryptids, you're into this cryptozoology thing. You need to get out of your feelings and you need to just suck it up and just you need to just suck it up, man. And stop the BS. So this is your host again, Steve from the back, coming at you raw and unscripted again, giving no F's. Cause some people, it's like you're like they're just like you probably almost want to cry. Like it's if you even like it's like weird. It's like if you'd even give this a chance to believe any of this, you feel some type of way. That can't be true. You know, it actually really bugs me too. Like you would literally have so much negative, like you just have to accept certain things as what it is. Like I know saying this would be like dropping a house on you to some people, but it is what it is, and it is the truth. I don't care how crazy it sounds. This is what's really going on. This is what's been going on for a long time. So, this is your host, Steve from the back, coming at you raw and unscripted again. And I think what I might do is I might just leave this woman's, this artist, and she's not just an artist, I think she's a field investigator herself, so she's more than just an artist. But I think I'm going to leave her name in the description, so if you want to look up more of her art, you can, so you can, you know, see things like this. And you can really break it down, because I'm already looking at this, I'm thinking like this looks like so this looks like so many people that I've seen before. Like this doesn't look like that many animals I've seen, but this looks like so many people that I've seen before. Like what? This is crazy. Even down to the hairline, the cheekbones, everything, the nose, the eyes. I'm like, what? What in the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? No, I already know what's going on. I already know what's going on. I'm at peace with it. I'm not in denial about this. But like, you know, like the video, leave a comment, a positive comment. I'd rather if you're gonna say something stupid, then just don't say anything at all. Hit the bell icon, subscribe, and you know there will be more videos to come. And I also most likely will be uploading to DTube as well. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep these videos I put on YouTube, I'm trying to make them more clean and make them where they could be monetized possibly in the future. And the funny stuff, like at some point I want to do more things on this channel. Like literally I want to do skits and stuff, you know, Dave Chappelle type stuff, more video, film, or film related. At some points I probably want to go out in the not near future, but in the future, go out and do some of that field and investigation myself, given the right people and the right circumstances. So, like, comment, and sub. This is your host, Steve from the back. This is Steve's Art and Fun channel. And I also have to say that this channel is a satanic channel. I'm a Satanist. This is coming from a satanic point of view, you know, from me. So I know some of you out here are Christians, and you even find it more deplorable and more disgusting because you're like, well, you're a Satanist, what do you know? It doesn't matter what I am. Like I said, the truth is the truth, man. So that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope some of you who maybe didn't know something learned something, and have a nice day.